Come on, Kevin. It's like you wrote a whole book invading her privacy, and now you want to play savior while Britney disappears from Instagram? That ship has sailed. Every time I think she might get a moment of peace, something else knocks the wind out of me. This time, it's not a tabloid, not a rumor. It's her account gone, vanished. And the timing? Not a coincidence. Let's rewind a second. In early October, Britney posted one of those living room dance videos. Yes, the ones she uses to breathe, to pray, to process. The internet did what it does. But that video also showed bruises on her arms and bandages on her hands and wrists. Before anyone could spin it, she explained she fell down the stairs at a friend's place. "I'm not here for concern or pity," she wrote. "Just trying to be a good woman and do better." That's her voice. That's her saying, "I express myself through art." And here's where the empathy gap shows up. When a woman says, "Don't sensationalize my pain," the clicks still come anyway. News sites clipped the bruises, the bandages, the pause frame, because concern gets traffic. Meanwhile, the only person who should control that narrative is Britney. Then came October 19, a post that stopped people cold. Britney reflected on 4 months in rehab in 2018 while under that 13-year conservatorship. And she wrote that she feels, "Brain damage happened to me." She used the image of wings, Maleficent, talking about what's holy and what gets taken. It wasn't a pity post. It was a survivor naming what happened to her body and mind. If you actually read her words, she's threading grief with faith and saying the quiet part out loud, that what happened wasn't just paperwork and court dates. It was a human being who says she was illegally restricted, not allowed to use her feet or body to go anywhere. Tell me how you're supposed to heal when the world keeps turning that into content. Elias layer in Kevin Federline and the book rollout. The pull quotes are everywhere. He writes that Britney's situation is racing towards something irreversible, that something bad is going to happen if things don't change. And he literally says it's time to sound the alarm. That isn't care. That's a threat wrapped in sympathy. Because when you frame a woman as a ticking clock, you make disaster the expectation. He says he stayed silent for 20 years. Okay, but silence wasn't broken to protect Britney. It was broken to publish a memoir filled with allegations about her parenting and her private life, while the mother of his children is pleading to be seen as human. When you profit off the ugliest parts of someone's story, you don't get to call it love. Britney answered on October 15 and called it exactly what it is: constant gaslighting. She defended her love for her sons and said, relationships with teenage boys is complex, and that she's had enough. She also pointed at the money, because timing isn't subtle when child support ends and suddenly the book excerpts start dropping. Her rep backed her up in a statement the day before. People are profiting off her, again, while she focuses on her kids' well-being. She already told her story in The Woman in Me. Imagine surviving all that and still having to fight for the right to your own narrative. So on November 2nd, the Instagram goes dark. For once, I'm going to take that as a boundary, not a breakdown. Sometimes the most radical thing a woman can do is stop letting strangers peer through the window. If the comment section can't act right, lock the door. If interviews keep positioning your life as a cliffhanger, leave the stage. It's not weakness, it's a choice. And let's be real, if this was about saving Britney, you called doctors, not publishers. You don't plant the idea that she's one headline away from tragedy and then promote chapter 12. That's not safeguarding, that's staging. This is bigger than Britney. It's about how we reward men for concern when the concern looks like exposure, and how we punish women for coping in public, dancing, rambling captions, metaphors about wings, because it's not packaged for our comfort. We call it erratic, and then demand she keep performing the neat version of pain we prefer. If you really love someone, you don't turn their lowest moments into plot twists. You protect what's holy. You shut up when the truth isn't yours to tell. Britney deleting Instagram doesn't mean she's failing. It might mean she finally chose silence on her own terms. And if that's the case, I'm rooting for the quiet. If you're here because you care about Britney, believe women when they set boundaries. Don't reward the people who sell their pain back to them.